Greetings, creatures! I'm Rachelle.
I'm Kalie.
And I'm Bree.
And we are Paranoia Percentage! We're just three girls who are a little anxious about our world.
And this is our first episode. We should probably let you in on the secret of what we do here.
We're fascinated by cryptids, conspiracy theories, and everything weird just like us. Today we're going to talk about the Jersey Devil.
The fiend of the southern New Jersey Pine Barrens.
Dive right into it.
We have a Wikipedia description of Jersey Devils.
Wikipedia describes Jersey Devils as flying bipeds with hooves, having the head of a goat, horns, bat-like wings, clawed hands, cloven hooves, and a forked tail. They're said to move quickly and emit a blood-curdling scream.
Okay, can we just wait? Hooves.
What's wrong with hooves?
Hooves. Hooves.
I mean, she is from Ohio.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
In southern Illinois, it's hooves.
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 Just hooves.
Hooves. But I love that, though.
Creates a cute little spin, I guess.
So, does anybody want to try their impression of a blood-curdling scream?
I don't know.
Is your throat okay?
No. I'm
Alright.
a 90-year smoker.
You are not. Well, I know that you have a little bit on the origin of the Jersey Devil.
Yes,
Bree.
I do.
Yeah.
So I've got a story about Mama Leeds. So
Mama Lee.
the Jersey
Such
Devil.
a great name, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. I'd like to be called Mama Leeds.
Yeah.
I think that's also a British band.
Is it? I was gonna say that'd be a really good band name. To beat
I
me
might
to
be
it.
completely wrong. I'm probably
Are you just
completely wrong.
making things up right now?
No.
Yeah. The Jersey Devil. It's actually a lot of people have a lot of different origin stories of the Jersey Devil.
Mm-hmm.
One of the many being the Mama Leeds story.
Okay.
So Mama Leeds had 12 children, supposedly.
I really hope some of them were like twins or triplets.
Oh, probably. It's probably a lot of like twins and triplets, and maybe there's even some quadruplets, some quintuplets in there.
I don't know. I just hate the thought of her pushing
Pushing
12
out
little
12.
heads out of wow.
Well, I
yeah.
mean,
Oh, thank you.
Even if she
Amen.
were, even if they were like twins and triplets and everything, she would still have to
Yeah, no, I
push
know.
12
but
different heads.
What do you
being
think-
pregnant 12 separate times.
What is 12 babies at once called? I know, like, there's an octomom with 8 babies.
What
is 12?
Oh, I've got no idea.
Dika, Dicka, something. Okay, not that one.
I've got no idea.
I'm keeping that in.
Okay, but back to it.
That was beautiful.
So, after finding out that she was pregnant for the 13th time,
Yeah.
okay. And plus, like,
That's when you get
Really-
the old snip snip.
yeah.
Yes.
Plus, a lot of people kind of consider, like, the number 13 to be a devilish number.
Mm-hmm. Triskaidekaphobia, the fear of the number 13.
Exactly.
Yep.
And so...
I watched
do you
Disney
know
as a
this?
kid. I watched Disney as a kid.
Plus,
the
she
Disney
wants to
Channel.
be on Jeopardy.
Well,
Why does
that's
the
true.
Disney Channel know this?
Because for the 13 days of Halloween, the
Yeah.
Disney Channel would do like 13 days of movies, and that was one of their like commercial things, and be like, join us for the 13 days of Halloween.
Is that how they said it?
Triskaidekaphobia is the fear of the number 13. I don't know. I don't remember, but that's yes.
I feel
yes.
deprived as a child. That
What?
sounds awesome.
Oh, I thought you meant I was deprived. I was like, I got Halloween Town. Are you kidding? There
Oh.
was 3 Halloween
Bro,
Towns.
I got Halloween
Yeah.
Town, too.
Oh my
I
gosh.
loved Halloween Town.
I need to rewatch
Yeah.
that.
I still watch them every year when they come on.
Oh no.
Them and Hocus Pocus I have on DVD actually.
Ooh,
Love
I
Hocus
liked
Pocus,
Hocus
yes.
Pocus
Love
a
Hocus
lot.
Pocus.
Okay,
And
but-
Casper with Christina Ricci.
Sorry, wait, one more thing.
Yeah, sorry.
Did you ever see the one with the
Sorry.
witches and there was
It's
like
okay if we tangent.
turning children into mice and stuff? The witches with the big old nose, and it was a Disney movie, and they turned kids into mice or mice into kids.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, and then there was the troll one, but that's a whole nother thing. Okay.
I remember a Leprechaun one.
I remember
Ew,
the Leprechaun
no.
one. I hated that one.
It was the one
was
with
so gross.
with the girl who played April in the live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Are you talking about the worst movie ever one?
No. Oh.
Like the worst movie ever is The Leprechaun 2. Right?
No, that's not that. The Leprechaun
Or is it
movies
Trolls?
have Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
This is something
we're all
different. This
thinking
is
about
this is
something
Disney
completely
Channel.
different.
I'm
Yeah,
straight
yeah,
up
yeah,
Disney
yeah,
Channel.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
I didn't know if it was a Disney Channel movie.
But Mama Leeds has got a couple different names from a couple different people.
Yeah, I think just tonight we talked about Jane and
4
Janet
different
and
names.
Deborah, and yeah, so we have no idea who this woman is.
Yeah.
It's just Mama Lee.
But we'll go ahead with kind of like the quote-unquote historically correct version of Deborah Leeds.
Yeah.
So anyway, Deborah Leeds had 12 children. She finds out that she's pregnant for the 13th time. She swears up and down that this one is going to be the devil. The literal devil.
Why does she
Now
think
let's
that?
talk about that. Well, because it's her 13th,
13th child.
And
Yeah.
she begged not to be pregnant again.
Oh, yeah,
And
same.
so...
I mean,
girl.
there's a real easy way to not get pregnant. It's called abstinence.
Yeah,
Just saying.
or like...
Yeah, right.
Plus, in this period of time, they didn't have birth control and all
Exactly,
of that kind of fun
abstinence.
stuff. All of this kind of fun
Wait, but
stuff.
didn't they have like lamb guts?
What?
What?
Yeah, they had. Okay, you have a lamb and you take out its guts and then you pull out what's inside of its guts and the skin around the guts. You make a condom out of that. They had lamb gut condoms.
I mean,
That
that's
is
how you
so
make haggis.
crazy.
I don't know what that is.
It's a
It's
Scottish
like a
dish.
Scottish
Put it on
dish,
your
yeah.
junk.
It's a Scottish dish that you eat. It's like a Scottish stew.
Okay.
And we also have a couple of different accounts on how this child was born. We have a couple of different accounts that say that the child was born completely normal, a beautiful, healthy baby. And then we also have a couple of other different accounts that say that the baby was born
Like,
deformed.
yeah, totally deformed and gross.
So that's probably another reason that she
Poor
swore up
kid.
and down that
Yeah.
this was the devil, right? So,
I mean, but she said that before the baby was born, so like she kind of called that into fruition.
called that into existence, yeah.
Which is sad.
So
like
you
that
mean,
poor
like,
baby
she
could have been fine if she'd just been, like,
Invited
oh yeah,
the
it's-
devil into her womb.
I mean, that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, also, the story that I looked up said that she cursed the child.
Yeah, that's what I saw too.
Yeah. There
how,
was
how
some...
would she curse the child? Was she a witch?
Yeah, there were some
There are
accounts
some
that
accounts that say she
in fact,
was,
a
yeah.
witch.
There are some accounts that say that she was a witch and that Satan himself fathered the child.
Yeah.
Oh, ew.
Yeah.
Especially since no story that I've looked up actually speaks on who the father is.
Wonder how that
Yeah.
works. How does he,
He
You know,
comes.
I mean,
he comes
he
and
has
does
all the
do.
same anatomy parts that a human male would.
Are you
wouldn't he?
sure? Because he's got hooves, doesn't he?
Well, but
Well,
he
yeah,
would like
but-
take
I said the
human
word again.
form. Yeah, you did.
Hooves.
Hooves.
But anyway, she has this baby, right?
Yeah.
And whether it was born normal or not, it ends up being a creature with hooves, a goat's head, bat wings, and a forked tail. It growled and screamed and killed the midwife. This poor midwife just absolutely had no idea that this was what she was walking into.
Yeah,
And she
no.
just walks into it.
She's
and
just trying to go to work, you
Yeah.
know? Like,
Exactly.
I'm gonna
like-
help deliver this baby.
Do you
the
ever
miracle
just-
of childbirth.
Do you ever
yeah.
just go to your job and get messed by a gigantic creature? and
Every
it just
single day.
Killed. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
oh,
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh. But, like I said, some researchers identified Mama Leeds as Deborah Leeds based on historical documents that Deborah's husband, Japhet Leeds, named 12 children in the will he wrote in 1736.
I just gotta say, what an amazing name is Japhet Leeds.
Japhet Leeds, yeah, that's a
Japhet?
cool name.
Yeah. It's like, I want to get a
Japhet.
dog and name it Japhet.
Yeah.
Just because that's awesome.
I feel like it's a pretty cool name. So, killed the midwife, right?
Yep.
He wrote this will in 1736 that named 12 children.
Yep.
However, the 13th wouldn't have been named. 'cause
No, exactly.
This child was...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
But
See?
Deborah and Japhet Leeds also lived in the Leeds Point section of what is now Atlantic County, New Jersey, which is the commonly accepted location of the Jersey Devil story.
Exactly. Now, I do have some information a little bit different on this. Brian Regal, which he's a historian at Keene University, he still works there. Like, the article that I found talking about this was way old, but I looked him up last night. He still works there. He's writing books. He's still teaching. He's a historian of science at Keene University. And he's the author of The Secret History of the Jersey Devil, How Quakers, Hucksters, and Benjamin Franklin Created a Monster. So he says his theory...
Benjamin Franklin would never.
Benjamin Franklin was a messed up dude.
You
Like,
guys know
not
that
even...
Benjamin Franklin also had, like, regular orgies?
Yeah.
Oh, good for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Benjamin Franklin was not what most Americans think of him as at
Benjamin
all.
Franklin was my guy. Like, I...
I mean, wait for the story. You might feel different.
Oh.
Yeah.
He invented lightning.
He did invent lightning.
He
This is
invented
true.
the lightning.
That is 100% fact. He invented the lightning. Okay, so Brian Regal theorizes that the story of Mother Leeds is not based on a single historical person, but a colonial-era political intrigue involving early New Jersey politician Ben Franklin and his rival, a fellow almanac publisher, Daniel Leeds.
Can we just talk about the amount of people that have the last name Leeds?
Yeah,
In this period.
it was a relatively common name. I mean, it
I
probably
literally
still
never
is.
heard it before.
Well, but we
this.
don't live in New Jersey. It's probably common in New Jersey.
It's
This was
probably
all
pretty
in.
common,
I don't know.
yeah.
I lived in Philadelphia for a little while, which was close to New Jersey.
Oh, did you? I didn't know that. That's cool. All right.
I didn't know any Leeds, but also, I wasn't in New Jersey, so
right.
maybe Leeds is like it can only be in the perimeter of New Jersey.
Maybe.
The Leeds family can never leave.
Well, maybe something happened and the Leeds family died out. I don't know. If any of our listeners, if you have the last name Leeds or you know somebody who does, holler at us.
Yeah,
And
so that
tell
we
us
can
that
get
you
you
live
out
in
of
New Jersey.
and also so that we can get you out of New Jersey, so that we can get you out of this
Yes.
oppressive.
Let's save you from New Jersey.
We'll save you from New Jersey so that you can finally
Oh,
get out
jeez.
and we can meet you.
We're gonna be sued by the state of New Jersey.
Oh,
I'm sorry, New Jersey. You can keep the Leeds. You can keep them. It's fine.
All right. So Daniel Leeds had kind of a negative description as the Leeds Devil because, well, okay. So in 1716, Daniel Leeds' son Titan Leeds, which how great of a name is that? Titan Leeds.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so he inherited his father's almanac business, which was in direct competition with Ben Franklin's Poor Richard's Almanac. You guys have heard of Poor Richard's Almanac, right?
No.
yeah, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I haven't read it.
What is
I don't
that?
particularly read that in my spare time.
It's-
like
It's an almanac
Yeah.
it's like
written
an
by
almanac.
Benjamin Franklin.
Okay.
It's like one of those bathroom reader things. I don't think that's true at all.
Honestly,
It's not
in the
important.
bathroom, I read my social media because, like,
I make sure all my toes are still there.
What?
you know, you realize
And that
There
is
she
why Kalie is on the Conspiracy Theory podcast.
You-
That right there, that is the reason her face is so red right now.
conspiracy theory. Kaylee doesn't have any toes.
Kaylee is the conspiracy
Oh, no.
theory.
And next week
Okay.
on Paranoia Percentage,
I am
Kaylee
the
has
devil daddy.
no
What did you say?
the devil daddy.
Oh my god. Back to
Okay,
Poor
okay.
Richard's Almanac.
Yeah, that's
So they are in competition, Ben Franklin and Titan Leeds. And the competition intensifies in 1733 when Franklin used astrology from his almanac to predict Titan Leeds' death in October of that same year. Intended as a morbid joke and a way to boost his sales, Titan Leeds was, of course, offended,
Yeah.
as you would be, and he called Franklin out as a fool and a liar. Franklin responded by publicly mocking Titan Leeds' outrage and suggesting that, in fact, Titan had died as he had predicted and had since been writing his almanac as a ghost, come back from the grave solely to torment Franklin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
Rochelle, I just want to let you know, you're gonna die, and this is the way that you're gonna do it. But if you get mad at me, you're ridiculous. Like,
Yeah, that's pretty much what
you're-
happened.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it gets better. It gets better.
Can we just talk about
Yeah.
like the kind of balls you gotta have to
Oh, yeah.
taunt a guy named Titan?
Right? Ben Franklin
Are
had
you afraid
no
he's gonna
fear
full-on eat
and no
you?
shame.
Right.
Are you afraid he's gonna
None.
full on eat you?
Right? You should be.
Like, he's
Yeah.
gonna full on just take you in
Yeah,
his hand, like that
exactly.
painting, and he's just gonna eat you.
Yep.
I don't
Yeah,
like that.
absolutely.
He will be kind
All right.
to people.
So it gets better. Franklin continued to refer to Titan Leeds as a ghost even after Leeds' actual death in 1738.
Oh, don't speak ill of the dead.
Exactly my point. Ben Franklin, inventor, founding father, grade A turd nugget.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Wow, I mean,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
I know.
That's a lot of bull.
Exactly.
I don't think you should ever speak
Nope.
ill of the dead. Like, even people that have passed away that I haven't been necessarily close to, or that I haven't necessarily liked even.
Yeah.
I will not speak ill of them.
You shouldn't, because they'll haunt you.
Because they've passed away.
And it's disrespectful.
Exactly. Not even that they'll haunt me, because, like, you know, ghosts can be a whole conspiracy episode on their own.
We definitely got to do some episodes on ghosts later,
But, like, I personally believe that even if you don't believe in ghosts, and you don't believe in hauntings, and you don't believe in any of that, it's just full-on disrespectful to speak about anyone who can't defend themselves, especially in a public setting. And so I personally just really believe that if you're going to talk ill of the dead, then how about you just not speak at all? Like, how about you just keep your mouth shut about somebody that's passed away, no matter how much quote-unquote beef you got with them. Like, shut up about it.
Yeah.
They're dead. Like, it's not like they can come back from the dead and be like, oh, you know, joking jest back. No, you're just being really rude, and you're just not being a good person when it comes to that. Like, I got kind of serious there for a second.
No, but I mean, that's legit. Like, people don't realize, like, Ben Franklin, he did a lot of great things for America.
Yeah, he did.
But he was not a nice guy.
No, he really was not. And I was saying, like, Ben Franklin's my guy, because he had all those orgies.
That's what I'm saying. Like, now that you've heard this story, you kind of rethink him a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, no, I rethink him a lot.
So we should get back to the fun, because this is...
And we're about to jump into a lot of facts. We are going to fact dump you guys.
Well, I don't know the fact is the right word. Like, we're talking about, like, sightings and stuff.
I guess we're going to theory dump you guys, and, like...
Theory dump.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what
No,
exactly
I like it. I like it. Theory dump. That's perfect.
Theory dump you guys.
All right, Kalie, theory dump on us. Boom.
I don't have a lot of information on this, but this is just sort of like a out there theory of where the Jersey Devil came from. And, okay.
Project.
So, I'm projecting. That's my projecting voice. Okay. So, alright, there's this place called the Plum Island Animal Disease Center, which used to be a military facility, but it's now, like, decommissioned as a military facility, and it was turned into the Animal Disease Center, and it's owned by the Department of Homeland Security. So some people think that back when it used to be a military facility, that they were doing, like, biological testing on animals and creating weapons, and...
Wouldn't shock me.
It's horrible, though.
Yeah, this theory mostly came out after the discovery of the Montauk Monster, Montauk. I guess, like...
As in, like, Montauk Bay?
I guess. I don't know. It was on a beach. This lady took some pictures of this thing that washed up on the beach, and it was, like,
that's like
really
in
gross, and it had a
New Jersey
beak and
area.
everything. Okay, so, alright, so the Montauk Monster is super, super gross. You should look up some pictures of this. It's disgusting looking, and it looks like it's got, like, a beak, and like, maybe it's skinned or something. It's really gross.
Like chicken skin?
Gross.
Like the bumpy chicken skin?
No, like it looks like maybe somebody skinned it.
Oh, like flayed?
Like skinned, yeah.
Like,
Like took the skin off
like,
of it.
like straight up Game of Thrones, like the flayed man.
I've never seen Game of Thrones, but I'll take your word on it, and also that makes me not want to watch that show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So...
Yes.
Yeah, it's totally gross. But anyway, some girl took a picture of it, or took a bunch of pictures of it, and actually it was two different girls at two different times that took some pictures of it, and that went viral. And so, to be honest, there are some people that say that it might be a like a decomposing, possibly deformed boxer dog, but then other people are like, absolutely not. It doesn't look like that at all.
That hurts my heart.
I know.
We love dogs on this podcast.
We stand dogs on this podcast.
Yes.
I'm actually not a big fan of dogs, but...
What is wrong with you?
Whom?
Why are we friends with her?
Whomstead Whomstead.
What does that even mean?
It's whom should stop. Stopped?
Is this...
She doesn't know.
Millennials,
She has no
help
idea.
me out on this one. I don't... Okay, I think it's... No, I don't have it. No. Moving on.
She's just making stuff up as she goes along.
Whomstead of monster. No, the Montauk
Next
Monster.
week on Paranoia Percentage, the Whomstead of Monster.
Okay, so anyways, after this these pictures went viral, a lot of people were like, absolutely no, it can't be this dog. It looks too grotesque and it looks too different. So a lot of people thought that maybe it was an experiment that was done by the very nearby Plum Island Animal Disease Center that used to be
Sounds plausible.
The military facility, and that it was some kind of big cover-up or something. But anyways, because this disease center used to be for the military back in the Cold War, they were saying, a lot of people were saying that maybe during Cold War they were creating animals and doing biological engineering and just creating new fun grotesque stuff. And then I guess one of them must have gotten loose, i.e. the Jersey Devil. And maybe a couple of them got loose. That way they could have baby Jersey Devil.
Oh, jeez.
Little baby Jersey Devils.
Little baby Jersey Devils
I
running
kind of feel like those would be
real.
cute, to be honest.
They
'Cause,
might
like,
be. I don't know. Have
baby
you
bats
seen
are
pictures?
cute.
Have you seen pictures of the Jersey Devil?
I've seen pictures of the Jersey Devil, but
I can't
I've
picture
seen,
it being cute though.
I've seen.
I mean, most things are cute when they're babies.
I've seen baby bats.
Like, even baby snakes are kind of cute.
well, because
in
kind
their
of,
own snake way.
Kind of like we were saying, like it's kind of a cross between like a goat and like a bat and everything. And you've seen baby versions of all
it
of
does
those.
have like a horse
Yeah.
head, and horses are cute as babies.
And they're
Yeah.
so all
Bats
of
are
those babies-
adorable.
exactly. All
Even
of those,
adult bats are
all
adorable.
of those animals are incredibly adorable babies. So I feel like
It might
a baby devil, like a baby Jersey
Well,
devil.
I mean, I guess it just depends on...
baby devil daddy.
it's dead.
Dead baby devil daddy.
Oh my god!
Oh.
I meant the joke, Kalie. The joke is dead.
Say that 10 times fast.
Have you
Dead
not?
baby
Have
daddy.
you not learned yet from Kalie that when the joke is dead, that's when it's the funniest to her?
Just a dead horse. Just this is
She's
hilarious.
just beating it just kicking it and punching it, hitting it with a baseball
When
bat.
stuff is not funny, that's when it's the most funny.
We apologize in advance.
Okay, all right.
For Kalie?
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm about to tell like the greatest joke of all time. I
Oh,
swear
no.
it's the best joke ever.
Go long.
What did the farmer say when he lost his tractor?
What did he say?
Where's my tractor?
That's not funny. In any way is that funny? It's not. Why? Why is it funny?
Oh my god.
Explain it to me. Am I just dumb?
Okay, so I don't know why
It's
that
funny
reminded
because
me
it's
of
not
this.
funny.
I have to tell you this, and you of all people, Kalie, are going to appreciate this.
Okay.
So my younger cousin, when he was little, like my grandparents and aunts and uncles and stuff would ask him, like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And at one point he answered, "I don't know what I want to be, but I know what I don't want to be." And they were like, "Oh, okay. What don't you want to be?" He goes, "I don't want to be a pharmacist." And Grandma's
Okay.
like, "Why? Why don't you want to be what's wrong with that? Why don't you want to be a pharmacist?" And he goes, "I don't want to shovel poop."
What?
All pharmacists I know shovel poop
Because
on the daily.
pharmacist? He
Farmer.
thought it was someone who worked on a farm
my God.
and that they
Yeah.
shoveled cow poop all day.
I don't want to be a farm assist either.
Here's the best part. That cousin is now a cop. He is a cop
America's
in
police-
Nebraska. I believe he's a cop in Nebraska.
America's
Yep.
police system,
Yep.
everybody.
What would have been so funny is if he ended up being like an assistant on a farm and doing that, and then he goes, "At least I'm not a pharmacist."
I really hope he's listening and he hears me making fun of him.
Oh god, pharmacists, man.
Those pharmacists, they shovel a lot of poop.
Those pharmacists every day just shoveling that poop. They're really just working. They're really working hard for America for us.
Oh, it's getting serious now. Kaylee started snorting.
I have not. No, I have never snorted in my life.
I just
Literally
heard you snort.
Just did. Listeners, we'll put it down in the books right now.
You guys heard her
Kaylee's
snort,
a
right?
liar.
It's a conspiracy.
It's not a conspiracy.
It's an
Hey,
illusion.
I can admit that I snort when I laugh. Guess what, kid? You do too.
I've never snorted.
I do.
just did.
I do on a rare occasion. On a
literally just snorted.
on a rare occasion, I snort.
I've never heard you snort. I have heard you snore.
Oh, I have heard you snort. I have,
Yeah. On a very, very rare occasion, I will snort.
All three of us snort then, because yes, you do.
I think it's a common thing.
Never. Ever.
Yes, you do.
It literally just happened like 10 seconds ago.
I feel like you're lying right now.
Okay, so since the listeners know, and we know, that's all that matters, democracy, let's go.
What's the next,
Sightings, I guess.
We're gonna start
we're
with
going
the
sightings.
Sightings.
Okay, so the first one...
Exciting sightings.
I gave
that,
up.
You know what? No, like, that's what the segment is called. Exciting sightings. That's perfect. That's canon. It's done.
Alrighty,
Okay.
exciting sightings.
I love it.
So to begin exciting sightings, the first one recorded date back all the way in the early 1800s with war hero Stephen Decatur.
He was a Commodore, too. Yep.
Yeah, so he was a Commodore. Basically, Commodore Stephen Decatur saw a flying creature flapping its wings above him when he was testing cannonballs at the Hanover Mill Works.
Yeah.
He fired a cannonball and hit the devil. Let's talk about that. The set of balls
Wow.
hit the devil with a cannonball.
That's better
Wow.
than
Yeah,
saying
he
you
did.
punched a bear, you know.
Yeah.
It is bad.
It's better because the devil can actually just look at you and you die. That's it.
Well,
That's
it's,
the
Have
end.
you met him?
it's
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
now
I'm
wait a
dead.
minute. It's the Jersey Devil. It's not the devil himself.
Well, okay.
I realize that's what's written, but it's the Jersey Devil.
Well, no, but like also like she did curse it, so it could be a devil.
Could be the devil's baby.
I mean, theoretically, it
Rosemary's
is
Baby.
the devil's baby.
Well, okay, we're gonna get into our theories of what we think it is in a bit. But he fired a cannonball and hit the Jersey Devil, but it did not hurt the creature, and it just kept on flying.
Oh,
What?
the cannonball hit the...
Yeah, the
Yeah,
cannonball
what did you
hit
think?
the devil.
Did you think he punched it?
He punched the devil?
I was interpreting it. He went up and hit it.
No, he fired
No,
a
he
cannonball
was
and
testing
hit the devil.
cannonballs. He was testing his cannon.
Yeah.
And firing cannonballs, and he fired a cannonball at the Jersey Devil
And
as it was flying.
It hit it, but it didn't hurt
go
it.
down.
Yeah.
Like,
It just kept
that's
on flying.
impressive right there. Like, you get hit with a cannonball.
Yeah,
I
have
feel
you
like
seen Pirates of the Caribbean?
I feel like the Jersey Devil was just kind of like chilling and like flying around and
Yeah.
like, you know, it was just like having a good day, and then all of a sudden it feels
Yeah.
like a bee sting.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah,
huh,
yeah.
that kind
Like,
of hurt.
this thing's muscles are just so tight that, like, you know, it looks like boom, but like it felt like
It actually
tap.
feels like tink.
Also, can you imagine just like going about your day and then somebody
hits
getting
you with a
hit by a
cannonball.
cannonball. Yeah, no, that would
I
be...
mean, I don't think you'd be going about your day anymore after that.
Yeah, it's
Unless
sad.
you're the Jersey Devil.
Right, he's just like, oh,
He's like, oh,
what
that
a jerk.
That's
And then like
done a
moves
little.
along. He probably posts on Facebook later and like,
I don't-
you guys would never believe it.
I don't think
what
they
a
had
jerk this
Facebook in
is.
the 1800s.
Well,
Jersey
we're like
Devil did.
Oh, okay.
so far into the future. But like, okay, but let's also think about this. It's probably like a situation like in middle school where like, you know, they fling those like paper balls at you and then like it hits
mean
you and you're
spitballs?
like, no, like it can just be a paper ball. I never got hit with a spitball.
you had nicer classmates than I did.
Yeah,
Well, but
same.
like they just threw stuff at you just to make you mad. And so like all
Robbie
of a sudden,
O'Leary, I'm calling you out.
and like they just kind of like, you know, they just
His
throw the
sister
paper
will
ball
listen
at
to
you,
this.
and it hit you.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, oh, well, that was annoying. But then you go on
By
with
the way,
your
she
day.
just flicked my arm. What a jerk.
In
Throwing cannonballs
literally,
at me.
in literally the gentlest way possible, I'm pretty sure.
No, that's a bruise. I see a bruise right there. There's a bruise right
That
there.
was previously there.
My rabies shot.
Oh my god, we're not getting into that. Okay.
Did you get bit by a Jersey Devil?
I just imagine that little tiny raccoon that bit you just, I'm the Jersey Devil. Okay, anyway.
All right.
So,
back
let's-
to sightings.
Let's move on to the second recorded sighting, which, for those of you who do enjoy you some Napoleon Dynamite, you might like this one.
Really, you're referencing Napoleon Dynamite?
Leave me alone. Okay. So the second record involves the brother of Napoleon Bonaparte. We'll go with that.
Oh my god.
So the brother of Napoleon Bonaparte, Joseph, way less cool name than Japhet, but
True dat.
Joseph, he claimed that he witnessed the Jersey Devil while hunting on his Bordentown estate sometime around 1820. Now, however, I do have some history on Joseph Bonaparte that could claim that he wasn't exactly of his right mind for a lot of his life, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I want to hear this. I love royalty stories.
Yeah. So, basically, he has some beef, right,
Yeah.
with Napoleon, because he says that he should have been included first.
Kalie! Sorry, go ahead. You are the dad joke of this podcast. Bree is fit to kill right now.
Anyway, so basically, when Napoleon became...
Sorry.
Get it together!
Get it together. Get it together.
Get it together. You're gonna get back.
Get it together. That's an anime reference for those of y'all who don't watch anime.
Wait, which anime?
Azuma Gadayo.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Bless you.
Thank you.
But, so basically, when Napoleon became emperor, Joseph was real bitter about it, because he was left out of the line of succession.
Yeah, I would be bitter too.
And, basically, Napoleon gave him, like, a kind of holdover deal and made him the King of Naples, which Joseph was not very good at. He just really didn't, he wasn't really all that, big. But, he wasn't a great king.
I just
basically.
think it's funny that you said he wasn't that big, and we know that, like, Napoleon's greatest feature was how short he was.
Actually, he was 5'7".
I don't think that's true. I think he was
That is
shorter
true.
than that.
No,
I
that's
thought
the
he was
thing.
5'4".
They-
I thought so too.
His enemies wanted to make him seem really small in stature and really short.
So that's
so
a
they
conspiracy right there.
Cool.
There's a conspiracy right there. They made Napoleon shorter than he was.
Yeah, but I thought that was no. They literally found proof, like his bones and stuff. That he was 5'7".
Well, yeah, his bones and stuff, but it was
Which,
probably
I mean,
that
is
it
kinda
was
short for a
probably
man,
that
but-
his enemies documented that he was shorter.
That's what I'm saying. That's the conspiracy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that they were like, yeah, he's shorter than this. Like,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the conspiracy right there, is that they were saying that. Now, I do know that they did find proof that he was poisoned. That's how he died. Arsenic.
Oh, I have no idea how he died. I thought he got stabbed or
No.
something.
Yeah. So basically, back to the Bonapartes.
Yep.
1806, he's made King of Naples, and he wasn't great at it. He just didn't really care about being the King of Naples, because it was just kind of like something that Napoleon was just like, you didn't get emperor, here's your job. Which, I would hate that too. But,
I don't know. I think I'd want to be king of Naples.
you'd want to be king?
Sure.
King Rachelle.
Yep.
King.
But, so in 1808, he was made King of Spain instead. So he was actually King of Spain as well at one point.
I'd
But-
take that too.
Then he was
Full domination for me.
King of anything.
then he was thoroughly unsuccessful in defending his throne during the Peninsular War.
Congratulations on pronouncing that word correctly.
Peninsular?
Yeah.
I think I've got a pretty good.
No, I
grasp
was
of
being
vocabulary.
legit. Like, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I would have stumbled over that.
I mean, I like me some words.
How's it spelled? Let me see.
Peninsular. It looks kind of.
Peninsula.
It looks kind of phallic in the beginning, and
Yes,
then you
it
get
does.
past it.
Yes, it really does.
But anyway, so he reluctantly gave that position up in 1813 when he basically lost his throne.
Okay.
So then from 1815
Where's my throat?
Where's my throat?
Where did it go?
So from 1815 to 1841 he lived mainly in the United States at Bordentown, New Jersey.
Yeah.
So after all of this stuff, after he was made the King of Spain, after he was made the King of Naples,
Former
after
king of Spain, and you retire to New Jersey?
yeah. Real smart dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk
But-
about a downfall.
So after all of this, he then claims to have seen the Jersey Devil.
Right.
So that kind of does bring his,
Yeah.
his
credibility.
his credibility into question. Like, it does kind of
Little
make you
bit.
question, did he really see this, or was he really trying to get attention from his older brother? Like,
Yeah,
was he
shoot.
kind of trying to ask, like, hey, there's this thing that I've really got here. It's really interesting. You might need to come see it. And then, we don't really know
Wow.
if it really existed or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
But,
That's nuts.
yeah, no, I definitely question Joseph Bonaparte's his validity.
Yeah,
I
no,
guess.
I'm with you on that one. I don't really have a good segue into our next one, unfortunately, but there is, I found this pretty cool. There is this wonderful old legend from the 1600s. In the late summer of 1698, Captain Kidd, who I'm sure everybody's heard of Captain Kidd, he supposedly, there's a story that he buried some treasure in, I'm going to butcher this name, Barnegat Bay, which is in New Jersey.
I think it's just Barnegat.
Barnegat? Okay.
Yeah.
Barnegat Bay. Barnegat. Barnegat.
It's not that.
Barnegat Bay.
Barnegat! That's what I'm gonna call you guys every time I get mad.
Barnegat.
Listen here, you little Barnegat.
Wait, that'll be our cuss words.
No.
Barnegat.
Oh no!
Alright. So the legend goes that he buried some treasure in this bay, and he beheaded and buried his first mate, Timothy Jones, buried him next to the chest so that the man's ghost would stay there and watch it. So there are people who claim that they have spotted the headless pirate and the Jersey Devil walking along the beach.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
So basically, they see this dude, and he's got this devil.
He's got no head,
On
and
a
he's
leash.
got pretty much.
he's walking along this
Yep,
beach,
yep.
and he's just got
Yep.
this devil on a leash,
Yep.
and he's just walking it around, and people are just like, oh,
Yeah.
well, I saw this thing once.
So I'm gonna go ahead and not wait for our theories on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is bunk.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's some bunk.
Yeah,
But
no.
it's a cool story.
It's definitely
It's
a cool
certainly
story.
interesting, and I had to make sure we put that in there
It's
because that's
definitely
fun.
interesting, but also there absolutely would have been documentation on that. Like, there absolutely would have
Well,
been
now I don't necessarily
a
think.
mass hysteria.
I think it's entirely possible that Captain Kidd did bury treasure on Barnegat Bay and did behead this guy and bury him next to the treasure so his ghost would watch it. I think
the
that's
sightings-
totally 100% probably valid.
But the sightings
But the
are
sightings
BS.
are BS. Yeah.
No, there's no way.
No. Like, I'm all for, ghost stories, but that's just nonsense. That's just silly nonsense.
That's just ridiculous.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
There's also been reported sightings of the Jersey Devil swimming with mermaids. Also
Wow,
some bunk.
what?
You know, I don't know if we're gonna end up doing a podcast on mermaids. We probably could,
Yeah, probably could.
but I'm gonna just say right now they don't exist.
I'm not gonna say that. I am gonna say they don't swim with the Jersey Devil.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm pretty sure that the Jersey Devil would just straight up eat them. But, like,
I'm gonna say the Jersey Devil doesn't swim. It's a flying creature.
that's true. And it's also a goat.
Well, goat-like.
Goats.
Goat-ish.
Yeah, but, like,
Part goat?
theories. But, like, see, personally, I've just always been told that goats or goat-like creatures hate water.
Yes.
Like, have you ever seen, like a video of, like, a goat being, like, squirted with a spray gun?
No.
They hate it. They hate it, and they do that weird little goat scream, which I'm guessing is, like, the shrill, blood-curdling scream that they
You know
hear.
what I have seen, though? Videos of cats getting the crap scared out of them by cucumbers.
Bro, that's so funny!
I
That
tried to do
makes
that.
me laugh so hard.
I tried to do that with my cat. I tried, and she just like looked at it and licked it and walked away.
I really want to do that with Sophie. Just because I just imagine this ball of fat jumping 5 feet in the air.
You should do it next time you go there.
Oh, I'm gonna do it as soon as I get her. I'm getting her.
horrible.
Yeah,
you should
Sophie's
do that.
Sophie's gonna be moving into my apartment.
You have to distract them with food first, like put it by their food bowl.
Oh, she's very food
And-
oriented,
yeah,
so
they're
that'll be
eating
easy.
their food, and when they're done eating, they turn around. There's a cucumber
There's a
there.
cucumber there.
And,
And
but
it
that's the thing.
just
I read
gets
that
so
they
scary.
often they think it's a snake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think Sophie has ever seen a snake.
I had a cat
It's
who
really
got
an
bit by a
instinct.
snake while she was pregnant. She suffered brain damage.
Oh, but she lived though. You
She
told
did
me
live.
this.
She did live. She just walked kind of
Kind of funny. Yeah.
She didn't walk in a straight line. She
Good mama.
did like a zigzag pattern. She had like 4 litters of kittens after that.
Good
though,
mama.
So
Good
oh yeah,
mama.
no, she was amazing.
Wow, so she could still get around. Good for her.
Yep. That's how she ended up at our house, actually, because we had a boy cat, and she fell in love with him.
Oh,
And they had, like, 4 litters. Yep.
I always love hearing stories of, like, animals falling in love.
Yep.
Just
And
because
then-
it always reminds me of, like Lady and the Tramp.
Yep. And my mom's cat that she has now, Dorian Gray, is one of the
Hold on.
second litter.
Hold on. Dorian Gray?
Did you not know that my mom's cat's name is Dorian Gray?
No.
Yeah, my mom's cat's name is Dorian Gray.
Is that from something?
That's so cool.
Portrait of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde.
Oh.
That's so sick.
Yeah, I named the cat. I picked that.
Oh. Well, good job.
Thank you. Back to the thing, Kalie.
Okay, so I have a report of a sighting, but this was kind of recent, so we're gonna
Ooh.
sort of jump ahead and then we'll go back.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We don't do chronology.
Chronology? Chronological.
that they're chronology.
I'm a little close to the mic. I might want to back up a little bit.
Okay,
Rochelle, you're not close to the mic at all.
My voice carries. I project.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
are you using your projection voice?
I don't even have to really. Like it just happens. I have okay. Full disclosure, I have another podcast.
Nah, really?
Well, but our listeners might not.
Shameless
Oh, yeah,
plug.
Our
Shameless
listeners
plug.
might not realize that I have another podcast. It is called Redhead Reads. You should go listen to it.
And I'm going to be on it soon.
Bree is going to be on it very soon.
I'm gonna try.
Yes,
That was so sad.
It was.
I'm going to try.
it really was.
It'll
I
probably
had
be
a point to
play.
this. What was my point?
Other podcasts projecting.
Right, yeah, so I know from editing those episodes that I project really well. Anybody that I'm talking to, any guest that I have, is always way quieter than me, and I have to, like, edit their stuff louder.
That's not going to happen with me.
No, I'm more worried about Kalie's sweet little mouse voice than yours.
Because you a BB.
I have a big booming voice.
No, you don't. If anything, I think...
the cutest
If anything, I think out of any of us, I probably have the deeper voice, just like naturally out of like any 3 of us. Like
I
especially.
mean, I sing alto too.
I mean, yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your speaking voice is like very
My
low.
speaking voice can get pretty low though most of the time.
I mean, yeah, no, I agree, but I also just I don't know.
It only gets high pitched when I'm giggling.
Well, it's because you're constantly giggling.
It's true.
I'm just gonna state.
No, I'm just constantly giggling when I'm with you guys.
I'm just
Aww.
gonna state a fact here. Obviously, mine is the lowest and manliest.
Yeah, obviously.
Every time Kalie answers the phone, people are like, "Hello, sir. How are you today?"
No, actually, I know this is really hard to believe, but I'm a girl.
Also, I just want to point out to you guys that like we're talking about like Kalie sounding like an 11-year-old girl here, but we are also literal 11-year-olds right now. We've built the most giant
It's
I
true.
pillow
see.
fort.
We built a pillow
It's a
blanket for it in
masterpiece.
Bree's
It's
living room.
huge. My entire apartment. I mean, I
Yeah.
live in a studio, so it's not difficult, but
Yeah.
like
It's a
my
castle.
entire apartment is
It
covered
is a castle.
in a blanket.
It's a
fort.
blanket
It's
castle.
a blanket castle.
I said that earlier. That
we,
was funny.
we really did, and we will take pictures. And when the Facebook is created for this podcast, we should really put pictures of this blanket fort up
Oh my
onto the
God, we
Facebook
should.
so that our
Ooh,
fans
are we
can
gonna
see
get
it.
an Instagram?
If you run it, because I don't know how to do it.
I'll definitely
I
run
don't
it.
know Instagram
Okay.
either.
I'll definitely.
I
run
am
it.
too
We're
old
old
for
ladies.
Instagram. Yep.
So I guess since
I
I'm
am
going to be running
31
it,
years old. I am too old for Instagram.
I guess
Sorry.
since I'm already running it, I guess I can give you guys my Instagram. My Instagram,
Yeah.
shameless plug.
Go for it.
My Instagram is wowzabree, and that's me on everything. So if you end up like finding me on TikTok, leave me alone.
Yep.
But
Don't search for me or Kalie on Instagram because we don't know what that is.
you won't find it.
We have
Um,
Facebook.
Yeah. Okay, back to this podcast. Oh my god.
I know. There's going to be a lot of tangents on this. Sorry,
So
guys.
with this sighting story,
Yep.
I don't know if I can actually use these people's names because it's recent enough that they are both still alive, and they actually recently did a documentary and everything. So
If they have put their names in the media, as far as I know, you are allowed to use their names because they have put those into the media.
I'm going to play it safe, and I'm going to call them the Winkle Tinkle family because once you actually look this up, and I swear if you put in Winkle, the rest of it will come up and it makes sense.
Okay.
All right. So the Winkle Tinkle family.
Okay.
Okay. It's a mother, a father, and a son, and so the mother and son were outside, and it was nighttime or whatever. They were doing something with the electric box. I'm not sure what. and they heard something in the tree next to where they were, and they both look up and they see this big shadowy creature thing with giant eyeballs and wings, and they both said that it looks like grotesque and
so
scary.
it's me.
Huh?
Brianna.
So it's me.
You are beautiful. Shut your mouth.
No, I'm serious.
They
Huge
looked up in the
bulging
tree.
eyes.
They looked up in the tree and saw Bree.
And I was wearing, like, those fairy wings that you get from Party City. Just creeping on this Winkle Tinkle family. Just like, hello there, Winkle Tinkle family.
So, of course, when they saw Bree up there, when they saw this
Confirmed, Bree is the Jersey Devil.
When they saw this huge,
That's canon now.
grotesque figure in the tree, they, of course, like, both freaked out and ran toward the house.
I would freak out too if I saw Brie hanging out of a tree. Just saying.
That would be so great. Just me, just like hanging like a bat from a tree, just like, yo,
guys?
Rachelle, I figured I'd just let you know. I know it's the middle of the night, but I just figured I'd let you know I'm watching out for you. Don't look at my hooves.
Can you please just, like, move into the tree in my front yard?
Dude, I've always wanted a treehouse.
Okay.
How do you buy shoes?
I
What?
mean, I could probably
You just
figure
go to
it out.
Walmart and buy shoes.
No, for hooves. I've got hooves. If I'm the Jersey Devil, I've got
Duct
hooves.
tape.
Duct tape.
Duct tape fixes everything.
No, bros. What if I like?
Hey, I was
carved-
raised by my father.
Bros, what if I carved my hooves into what if I carved my hooves
Your hooves.
into a heel shape?
It's a word.
You're gonna carve your hooves into heels?
Yeah, it would be so hot. Like,
Say it like that.
yes, you do. Hooves.
It's not that pronounced.
Yes, you do. It's hooves.
Hooves.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm gonna pee myself.
Do we need to pause?
No, I'm just laughing so hard.
Okay, let's get back to the podcast.
I can't feel my cheeks.
Oh, girl. Just go numb for a minute.
Okay, so breathe. Okay. So when they saw Bree's hooves, they saw this creature and they breathe.
I was, and then
Are
you
you
said
going-
hooves again.
Are you going to live?
All right, so we've officially killed off one of our podcasters.
It's alright. She's just the one who has the recording equipment and actually posts
She's
these.
literally in the fetal position right now.
Okay,
not
just
even
continue without her.
Alright, so they saw this thing and they got terrified and they ran toward the house.
There's
Yeah.
real tears. Hold on.
Oh my God. We're gonna wait until we collect ourselves. There's been a minor technical difficulty. Okay.
I
While
hope they can hear this in the background.
they started running toward the house, the mother and the son, they ran toward the house, and then this thing flew past them and then landed on top of the house and like right above the door where they were going. So
Yeah, I was hungry.
they saw it on top of the they saw it on top of the roof, and then they ran inside the door, and you know, for whatever reason, I have no idea why, but they slept through the night without calling anybody, but whatever. So the next morning, the dad, he went outside and he looked up on the roof, and by the way, it was snowing. I don't know why I didn't like tell you guys.
Yeah, it's pretty cold.
It was snowing, and there was snow on the ground. Yes, Bree knows because she was there because she's the monster.
Exactly.
She was in the tree.
And he looks up on the roof, and there were footprints on the roof. Okay. And these footprints, he took pictures of them, and they're described as being 6 inches long and 4 feet apart, and it looks like it was by a creature that was bipedal, so meaning having two legs.
Yeah.
And so they brought the pictures to the local wildlife center to see if anybody could identify the tracks, and nobody could. None of the experts, none of the animal experts. They even brought this one dude in that's like a private animal expert dude.
Yeah, I've got some
Fancy.
weird feet.
I'm not going to say the word.
What?
Okay, so this private animal expert dude
Is that his
Um,
scientific name?
Yes, he's the doodad dude.
The doodad dude.
Doodad dude. Do that, do that, do that, do that.
He couldn't identify it, but he believed that it had to have been something very large. So obviously, with it being like 4 foot apart between the steps, it had to have been very large. He estimated that it was between 200 and 400 pounds. And
Yeah, it's still me.
Yes, I know it's you. We're just telling them about your story.
You're telling them my weight. I'm embarrassed.
Okay, so
Diet and exercise, Brie. Come on.
since a lot of people did not believe this mother and son that they saw this thing, there was an artist that came in to do like a rendition of what they saw and sort of like interviewed, is that the word? But either way, he asked some questions or whatever separately and then had somebody create a sculpture out of it. And either way, both of the descriptions between the two of them was, first of all, very similar. And then so that sort of corroborates their stories, but also another guy came in, a polygraph expert, and did a polygraph test on them. Not necessarily to be like, did you see the Jersey Devil, but like, you know,
More to just kind of test their credibility.
Right, like, did you see something unexplainable? Did you see something, did you recognize the animal that you saw, or whatever it was? And both of them passed that they, at minimum, did see something freaky that night.
Yeah.
And they don't know what it was. So we can not necessarily confirm that what they saw was the Jersey Devil, but we can confirm
They definitely saw
that it
something.
was something, that they didn't know what it was.
So
that's
did it look like Brie, the sketch?
Yeah.
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 Is it a good likeness of you?
Yeah, it was actually really great. I actually have it hung on my wall.
Oh, nice.
It's
Yeah,
really
get some portraiture stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice picture of me, actually. It really accentuates my hooves.
I don't say it like that.
Yes, you do!
Okay, so we definitely, for the Facebook, need to find an artist friend to draw a picture of Brie as the Jersey Devil.
Yes, please. Yes, please. And, like, you have to... And it can't just be, like, my face, like, crudely photoshopped onto a drawing of the Jersey
Although that
Devil.
would be funny, too.
I'm going to be showing these photos to my suitors so that I can create more Jersey Devils. We're kind of dying
Jersey
out,
Devil
guys.
babies.
Yeah, my Jersey Devil babies. But yeah, so anyway,
Alright.
continuing with my story. So in 1909, guys, this is crazy. In 1909, there was over 1,000 reported sightings.
Yeah.
Over 1,000.
50 of them were in 1 week alone.
Yeah, so basically, throughout the entire year of 1909, the Jersey Devil was a huge craze.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very popular.
He was just making rounds.
Yeah, he was really making his round. I was really making my rounds in
Yeah,
1909.
you were on tour in
I was on
1909.
tour. I was really just trying to see all of my fans.
You look so good for your age.
Thank
oh my
you
god.
so much.
Doesn't she look amazing?
I exfoliate.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
exfoliate.
okay. All right,
Yeah.
I gotta start doing that.
Yeah, you really gotta
I
start
really look
exfoliating.
31.
Yeah.
Enough to peel your 100-year-old skin off.
Yeah.
That's how much you exfoliate.
I guess we should preface this by saying none of us are historians or scientists or cryptozoologists.
I feel like they
or,
caught that by now.
I
That
just I want to
was
cover
so
my bases.
professional.
I just want to cover my bases. No, we're just three silly girls who like to get together and have girls' night, and we decided let's start a podcast.
Oh my god, we have average opinions. Let's do this.
We're three white girls with average opinions. Let's just chime in on this.
I mean, that's pretty
wouldn't-
much all you need.
I
right?
wouldn't say our opinions are average. I would say they're pretty non-average. But anyway, okay, back to this.
Sub-average.
Sub-average.
Wait, that means below average.
Yes. Exactly.
So we have the worst opinions in America.
Don't
But-
listen to anything we say.
Oh, I guess we better not get political then. So there was a couple that reported seeing the Jersey Devil from their window, standing on the roof of their shed. They watched it for about 10 minutes.
Hold on, wait.
What?
were they standing on the roof of their shed, or
No.
was it standing
The
on the
Jersey
roof
Devil
of their
was
shed?
standing on the roof of their shed, and they
Okay.
were standing in their kitchen, I believe, watching it through the window.
Sorry, I couldn't remember that particular couple. So I just really wanted to make sure that I had
Right,
never
because
seen...
you're the Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
Well, they stood there and watched you for about 10 minutes, and the wife shooed you away. Do you remember that
wow.
happening? Yeah.
What a great woman.
Yeah, right?
don't
However,
like her.
they got your height wrong because they said that you were about 3.5 feet tall with the head of a dog and the face of a horse.
No, that's right. That's
Okay.
correct.
What about the crane-like legs and the wingspan of about 2 feet?
My wingspan is bigger than that.
Okay.
They are...
Your legs don't look like cranes, though. Like, your legs are a little bit thicker than a crane's legs.
Yeah, I'm a little thick.
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm a little thick with 3 C's.
Good Lord.
But, like, honestly, I cannot believe that they are underestimating my wingspan. I have a gigantic wingspan,
Yeah?
just like Donald Trump has huge hands.
Huge.
I have
Huge.
huge wingspan. My wingspan is that to be rivaled with.
Nice.
So yeah.
Very bigly.
Yes, they. I guess they should. I guess they should really just like not talk about my wingspan if they're
Okay.
just gonna get it so blatantly
Well,
wrong.
let's just go to the next one and see if it was better. How about that?
Okay.
All right. So another sighting in that week was a group of people on a trolley. Around 2 a.m., they allegedly saw the monster circling above them. The conductor stopped the trolley and everybody stared at it, and then the passenger said that it made a shrieking, hissing noise and flew away.
Well, that stayed pretty consistent though with
Yeah.
a lot of the sightings and reports. Is that like it's kind of like a shrieking, blood curdling
Kalie's
scream.
over here hissing.
I'm trying to shriek and hiss at the
Don't
same
become
time.
don't become the 2007 emo kids. Don't do that.
What?
The 2007 emo kids that would
What is
hiss
that?
at you in the hallway.
I resent that.
Oh.
Well,
I was a 2007 emo kid. Thank you very much.
I thought you were like more like grunge.
No, I was super emo. Are you kidding?
Oh yeah, I've seen the pictures of you.
Okay, my prom dress was an exact replica of the dress from the Helena music video of My Chemical Romance.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I was
Maybe-
an emo kid all the way.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was more like a.
I don't know why you're proud of that.
Maybe it was. Why not?
Why not? Why wouldn't I be? What's wrong with that?
There's nothing, listeners. There is nothing wrong with being an emo kid. Just as long as you're not like one of the ones that are,
One of
hissing at
those
people.
ones.
Hey, I was prom queen in that dress. So,
That's rare.
what?
Just remembering that you were prom queen.
I know,
just,
it's super
like,
weird, right?
And it
Really
blows
just-
my mind.
I know.
I mean, it doesn't blow my mind. You're
It
obviously a very
blows
beautiful
my mind.
girl, and you always
Oh,
have
thank you.
been. But
I don't know.
for me,
My,
it's
my school was like.
Kayla's like, I don't know, I think she's pretty ugly.
No, that's not what I mean. No.
Wow!
Do not insult yourself through my face.
Through my face.
Okay. No, what I mean is that in my school, at least, like
Yeah.
anybody who got elected to anything, promy or homecoming or whatever, they were mean people.
Yeah.
They were mean people. Like they were the really snotty cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Not just like
Well, at my
Not so
school,
nice,
like,
but-
homecoming queen was usually the most popular cheerleader. But prom queen was like, who do we actually like and, like, want to have a conversation with? So, and also, I was friends with all of the freshman girls, and they voted me prom queen.
Aww.
That's true.
sweet.
That's 100% canon. All of my freshman girls out there that went to school with me, you know who you are. Where was I? I did the trolley. Okay, so there were at least 3 reports from police officers who saw the creature, and 1 even shot at it.
Wow.
Yeah. Several farmers reported missing chickens. Each sighting during that week period occurred at nighttime, and this led to the belief that the Jersey Devil is nocturnal. Bree, are you nocturnal?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, totally nocturnal.
I'd say so.
Okay.
I personally don't like to sleep ever.
But that's not nocturnal. They sleep during the day.
No, I just straight up never sleep.
you
Like,
would be nocturnal. What
I'm
would
more
that
just
be?
going
Considering I've heard you snore, I know that you sleep at some point.
No, but that's the thing, is that when I'm snoring, I'm just preparing to kill. Like, you know those cat noises that, like, cats will make that are, like...
Yeah,
like the
I love
clicking.
it when they do that.
Yeah, same. But that's
so
my
like you're
snoring.
laying back, you look totally limp, and then you pounce.
Yeah,
That is-
exactly. That's exactly the point. So I snore.
But your snores don't sound like that.
Well, what do my snores sound like? Some were just, like, heavy breathing. Basically. With a touch of
I think you should do that real
mucus.
close to me.
Heavy breathing with a touch of mucus.
Okay, all right. I'll get
And then
closer.
you can
I'll get closer to the mic. Everybody, be
Okay, ASMR stores.
And then I bounce.
Oh, okay, no, I have to pee now.
3 hours later.
All right, one potty break later. So the problem with all of these sightings over the last few hundred years is that nobody has managed to get an actual picture of this thing, like blurry or otherwise.
Well, yeah, because it was in the 1900s mainly.
Right. There are no reliable photos, no film footage, nothing. And there have been plenty of pictures that were proven to be faked. There was also an episode featuring the Jersey Devil on A&E's Paranormal State. That particular TV show has been repeatedly called out as a hoax, so their footage is definitely not reliable. On top of all these sightings, there were several footprints reported that could not be identified. Some people even said that one of the feet was notably bigger than the other, which is pretty... I know, that's pretty weird. Yeah, one foot is bigger than the other in a lot of these footprints.
Don't call me out.
Actually, in real life, one of my feet is a little bit bigger than the other, so I mean, I would believe it. Nobody's like totally proportional.
I mean, yeah, but notably bigger.
Yeah, notably bigger. Like it's evident, like, just looking at it with the naked eye.
Like, just looking at it with the naked eye, it's notably bigger. And that's not your feet, I can tell you that.
No. Okay, so Gordon Stein noted in the 1993 Encyclopedia of Hoaxes that the alleged footprints of the Jersey Devil during 1909 resembled a horse's hoof, and according to Stein, a man later admitted to faking some of those footprints. And, yeah. Jeff Tibbles claimed in the World's Greatest Hoaxes in 2006 that Norman Jeffries, publicist for Philadelphia's Arch Street Museum, purchased a kangaroo from a circus with his friend Jacob Hope, an animal trainer. The two men then glued artificial claws and bat wings onto it and declared to the public that they had captured the Jersey Devil. 20 years later, Jeffries admitted to that hoax.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
That's animal cruelty.
it is. I agree.
Yeah, see, that's ridiculous. Well, tying into animal cruelty,
Yep.
okay, so let's start with our kind of, like, closing theories, I guess.
Yep.
So, personally, I don't believe the Mama Leeds story. I don't believe that. I don't think that she had this child and she cursed it and then it became this thing. I don't personally believe that
Yeah, I don't either.
a human being could evolve into that kind of animalistic
Yeah,
creature.
I agree.
But I do have a theory on exactly, like, what this creature is and what it could be.
We've already established that it's you.
Yeah, it's me, obviously, but
100% fact.
I want to show you where I came from.
Oh, okay.
right? So, basically, my theory is... Okay, so let's start talking kind of about the first American zoo. So, that's kind of how I'm tying it into animal cruelty. Haha, political commentary, let's go. But, so basically, you know, like, the first American zoo was opened... Well, the charter establishing the Zoological Society of Philadelphia, which, as you know, is fairly close to New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
That society was approved and signed in March of 1859. However, due to the Civil War, it was another 15 years before America's first zoo was ready to open. Now, this zoo opened its gates on July 1st, 1874, which is around the time that people started reporting sightings and around the time that they started kind of reporting that this creature existed. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of the kind of native creatures that were around New Jersey and around like that kind of area were goats, obviously. Like you knew
they
a lot
were
of
the greatest of all time.
The greatest goats of all time.
No, goats. Like the acronym GOAT. Greatest of all time.
I'm tired.
But anyway. So,
I've
Yes,
also
they were
never
the
heard...
greatest goats of all time.
So anyway.
I've never heard that acronym before.
Goats and bats were around this area anyway, so they were actually put into the zoo that was opened in Philadelphia. Now, whether this is confirmed or not, I don't know, but there are some that have theorized that these goats and these bats somehow had a baby. Obviously, that's questionable.
Maybe there was a crazy scientist who got in there and, like, did some genetic crap.
That's true.
I guess.
It could very well tie into your theory. What I'm saying is that I'm theorizing that a goat and a bat had a baby, and then this baby evolved.
And had more babies.
No, not that it had more babies.
Oh, you don't think there's more than one?
I don't think that there's more than one. That's my thing.
Okay.
I don't think that the modern theories, like the modern sightings, I don't think that
So
those
you
happen.
think that, like, the 1909 stuff is the only actual existence of a Jersey Devil?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't believe that the more modern sightings are truthful. I think that a lot of those are kind of playing on the old legend of the Jersey Devil.
Okay.
Now, obviously, the baby of a goat and a bat would not be very large, and it's certainly not as large as, like, everyone in these sightings are saying.
Right, right.
However, I do think that it could evolve over time, and it could very well, like...
Well, and people tend to exaggerate when they're recounting things, too.
Yeah, exactly. And so I personally believe that it is, like, possible that it did exist at one point.
Okay.
But I don't think that it still exists.
Okay.
What do you think, Rachelle?
I think it's total BS. I'm sorry.
The entire thing.
Yeah, I don't believe in the Jersey Devil. There are cryptids that I believe in.
Yeah.
There are things that I think either exist or have existed at one point. The Jersey Devil is not one of those things. It's cool. It's fun to talk about. I don't think that the sightings are, you know, people lying or making stuff up or hoaxes
Right, and
necessarily.
I've got a couple theories
Right.
as to what that could be.
Yeah, no, I just think, you know, like, people saw something and they didn't realize, you know, that it was something more scientifically explainable.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree with you, Rachelle, that it's probably not a Jersey Devil, but I do have two ideas as to what it could be.
Okay.
I think it could be possibly that people are mistaking that for the great horned owl.
Oh.
The great horned owl has a 5-foot wingspan.
Okay.
It has these
Big one.
ears that when they perk up, they look like little horns, hence the great horned owl.
Yeah.
They have very large, round eyes. They have, some stories say that it has a beak.
Okay.
Some of them will have a very large face, like a lot of reports. The wings and the
Talons?
One of the stories was talking about talon feet.
Yeah.
And he has that. There are also most of the reports of the New Jersey Devil are made in wintertime, which is when great horned owl is most likely to be spotted.
Right.
And some reports say that the Jersey Devil's eyes glow red, and the great horned owl's eyes will glow red in certain lights.
Oh, that's cool. Like, that's creepy, but it's cool.
Yeah, so I think it totally could be the great horned owl because, you know, they can get really huge.
Yeah.
And it seems to fit a lot of stories.
Okay.
And also, you know, the sounds that they make, again, like screeching sounds, it just fits. And then much less likely option, the great horned owl is probably the one that I would go with and that I believe that is probably it. But there's a less likely option of possibly the hammer-headed African bat. Okay, so there was an animal trade going on around the same time that slaves from Africa were being brought.
Right.
Up until like 1846, slaves were being brought to the United States, and it
Yes,
was
fun.
legal in New Jersey up until 1846.
Wow. I did not
in
realize
the-
it lasted that long.
Yeah. In the early 1800s, there was also animal trading, some of it legal, some of it illegal, so I don't know if the hammer-headed African bat was part of the legal or illegal animal trade, but some reports say that those were bought and sold in New Jersey,
Okay.
and that it could be that some of them got loose. Now, with these guys, they have a face very similar to the horse face that is kind of described. They have a wingspan that can reach up to 3 feet. So it's a little bit smaller than a lot of the reports. But again, it's kind of like a, like an exaggeration thing maybe.
Yeah.
If they don't realize that it's really up close. But some people, especially like animal experts, think that that's unlikely, mostly because a lot of the sightings happen during wintertime, and the hammer-headed African bat they have to really go into hiding and, not hibernation, but like they can't be really out and about during wintertime. They would die. They can't really handle cold weather. But it is a possibility that they could have evolved to a point where they could be able to be out in the wintertime, but that doesn't explain the early 1900s sightings.
No.
Because by then they wouldn't have been able to do that. So that one's a little less likely, but possible.
Yeah, I think I like the horned owl theory.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I think it is.
I feel like that's definitely a very viable theory, and like I don't know. I just feel like I honestly am kind of debating on whether or not I believe my own theory anymore. I don't know.
We've changed your mind. Okay, so since we are Paranoia Percentage, what percentage are we at that this
That it's
is
real?
Well, okay, let's
Yeah.
explain that for a second. So, basically, when we were thinking about names and everything, Rachelle brought up the name Paranoia Percentage. And I was like, well, let's think, what could the percentage mean? Oh, well, we could always have it to where once we all get done with our theories, we all get done with our facts, we all get done with our closing statements, we all decide on a percentage each, like we each have our own separate percentages, because we all have our own different opinions, and we always will.
because we are strong, independent women.
But, so basically, we all have our different percentages, and we each go into our percentages on how likely we think this conspiracy to be true. Since we won't only be doing cryptids, we'll also be doing conspiracy theories and
anything weird. I got some ideas earlier today listening to a different podcast that I kind of want to pursue that I don't know whether they fall under the
I want to do some crime
conspiracy.
stuff too.
Yeah.
I feel like some crime stuff would be fun.
Yeah.
But, so basically we all just kind of like come up with a percentage on how likely we think this conspiracy is to be true. So, in the case of cryptids, our percentages are how likely we think it is that they exist.
Or existed at
Or
some
existed
point.
at some point.
Yeah. Because that's also
So,
fair.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think, as far as my percentage goes, personally, I would say I'm probably going to put it at about, and this is going to sound like I'm lowballing, but honestly I'm going to put it at a 35% chance that it existed at some point.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I'd put it over 50% just because, obviously there weren't any confirmed sightings, there were no photos, even though obviously in this period you couldn't necessarily take photos. But I'd say it's a very low likelihood that, like, the creature as it's being described existed.
Okay.
I'd say it's a very low likelihood that existed, but I do think that something like it probably existed at some point.
Okay. Kalie, what about you?
I don't think that it existed at all. So I would say, well, okay, I will be open to the possibility that it could have, because I'm an open-minded person, I guess. Maybe. So I'm
You
thinking,
guess?
I
Maybe.
guess. Maybe. I would put it at maybe. Like, I was going to say 0%, but as I was talking, I was thinking, anything's possible. So I'll give it a good 5% chance that it has existed at some point and maybe still exists. I don't think it did. I think it was an owl. And then a little bit of hype.
Okay, so what percentage do you think that the great horned owl is actually the Jersey Devil?
Do you mean like...
Like, that's what people are seeing, that it's the great
Oh, I
horned
thought
owl.
you were saying that the great horned owl, like, at night comes
Like,
out.
secretly
He's
is the Jersey...
like the Jersey Devil.
No. But that's a great image. I like that.
Okay.
He's really trying to take my street cred here.
I would say of legitimate sightings, like that people think that they actually did see something, probably 90% chance that it was the great horned owl, in my opinion. But I do think that there were maybe some sightings that didn't actually happen, or maybe it was that one dude's nuts and, seeing them swimming with mermaids.
Yeah, that's pure bunk.
And then, with the hype of it too, some people just, you want to be able to be in on it. You want to be able to be a part of something, and so you want to,
And that's why I think that there was so many sightings, quote unquote, in 1909.
Yeah.
Just because there were over 1,000 sightings.
It's like mass hysteria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that, if your friend tells you, like, oh my god, I saw this thing, you want to kind of be like,
You want to be like, oh,
wow,
I saw
me
it too.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
I like 90% chance, in my opinion, that it was probably of legitimate sightings that it was the great horned owl. What do you think, Rachelle?
I'm gonna go a little bit lower on both, actually. I think the chances of the Jersey Devil, as people explain it, is like 2%. But the owl thing, I'm gonna say a solid like 80% on that. Yeah.
What do you think of the other 20%? What it could have been?
Maybe a myriad of different things. Like, different people saw different things.
Oh, okay.
Like, one person maybe saw the owl, and another person maybe saw, I don't know, a fox with a horn on its head. I don't know.
That just got, like, super glued on or something.
Yeah.
Well,
Who knows?
Unfortunately, there was that kangaroo that those people ended up taking and gluing.
Exactly.
onto everything.
Exactly.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's
And
sad.
and a lot, I think it's entirely possible that a lot of the sightings that people definitely saw something weird was probably somebody messing with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah. So that's I'm gonna say that the rest of that percentage is maybe just people messing with them. Okay, so now the percentage that Bree is actually the Jersey Devil, 100%.
100%.
Definitely true.
Absolutely.
I am 100%. I'm going to tell you, listeners, now. I am the Jersey Devil, and you can quote
She
me on
is.
that.
Yep, it's
You
true.
can absolutely quote me on that. That's fine. I hide my gigantic wings, 2-foot wingspan, lies, but
Where do you hide them?
I hide them in my shoulder blades.
Isn't that a pickup line?
Where do you hide your wings? Yes.
The best pickup line that I ever got was, so, Wars or Trek?
Oh my god.
Yeah. I went out with him. One date, but yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. I was like, that's
My man
pretty.
deserved one date.
He did.
Okay, so listeners, do you think, and we want you to let us know, do you think that the Jersey Devil is real? And if so, is it a supernatural being? Is it an alien? Is it an experiment?
Gone horribly wrong.
Horribly wrong. Is it a natural creature that has not been identified at all, that nobody's discovered yet? Or is it a natural creature that has been discovered that people are misidentifying?
Like the horned owl.
Like the horned owl.
Okay.
So let us know what you guys
Yep.
think.
We'll put that up on the Facebook. You guys can write in, let us know.
Oh, and give us your percentage, how sure you are.
Yeah.
We want
Yep.
to know.
We want to know everything.
We want to know exactly what you think.
Yep.
Of
Of us too.
Yeah,
No.
and definitely. No, I'm serious.
How
Definitely
pretty
give
am
us.
I?
Obviously, you can tell us how pretty we are, but definitely give us you guys' feedback, like what you guys think that we should be doing. Like, give us some ideas for what you guys want to hear about, conspiracy theories,
if you have a theory,
cryptids.
we want to know.
We definitely want to know about it. So,
And if you have something that, like a conspiracy or a cryptid story or something that you want us to cover on the podcast, let us know that too. 'Cause
Definitely.
we're open to suggestions. We've got some stuff that we want to do, but, always open to new ideas, especially if it's cool and interesting.
And weird. We like weird.
Super weird.
That is
We
weird.
love weird.
we like weird.
The weirder the better.
We like-
Not like gross weird, but weird.
We like weird because we are weird.
Yeah.
Depends on what kind of gross weird.
But anyway, I think this was really cool. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fun.
Kaylee's like, yeah, it was fun, I guess.
Well, I mean, I didn't know anything about the Jersey Devil before this, and this was cool to learn a little bit about it.
Yeah, you learned a lot of really ridiculous stuff that you
And we
didn't need to
learned
know.
some history facts.
We did get some history facts.
We learned some history facts.
We learned that Japhet is the coolest name in history ever.
We learned that Napoleon's brother was just as big of a mean person. Well, I guess
It's more of a
incompetent.
Okay.
We'll go with
Incompetent person.
Okay.
No, like the mean person of this podcast was
Is
Ben Franklin.
yeah.
Yes.
That dude was some
Also, those people
bad
that
news.
did that to that kangaroo.
That's true.
also
Yeah, that
true.
was really mean.
Yeah, that was some crap. I
So
don't like
people
that.
are crap.
Do not mistreat animals. We will find you and hunt you down if you do.
So moral of the
Oh,
story.
I'm not doing any hunting, so you're fine.
Moral.
Bree and I will hunt you
Yeah,
down.
they can hunt you down.
Bree is the Jersey Devil. She will hunt you.
I will hunt you down.
I will call you a big meanie.
I'm just imagining me just like swooping in with these gigantic bat wings, and Kalie is riding on my back. You big meanie!
As we're going fast.
But,
You can cut with your talons, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Wait, do you
anyway,
have talons or hooves?
moral of the podcast
Okay, I
is.
did not say that word.
Moral of the podcast is.
hooves again.
I swear to God, people are mean. The Jersey Devil does not exist, and
And we like weird stuff. Send us your weird stuff.
that's true.
Yep.
So, I'm
Within
Kalie.
reason.
I'm Bree.
And I'm Rachelle. And we are Paranoia
Paranoia
Percentage.
You can find us on Twitter at Paranoia Tumblr as pdubspodcast, and Facebook and Instagram as Paranoia Percentage.